Greetings and welcome to this channeling. We're connected with unconditional love for the highest message of wisdom and guidance most pertinent at this time. The first card to come out is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is representing your energy field first and foremost. This Ace of Pentacles energy indicates a newness. There's something that you're physically taking part of, right? An opportunity that you've been presented with or have already accepted, that it has a great deal of potential. On the split, you have the Nine of Swords, behind it the Ten of Swords. So there's been a lot of anxiety. This Nine of Swords also speaks of this mental freeze. So there could be some things that have been claiming your thoughts and your attention, so much so that you've been almost mentally paralyzed, fixated on them, and distracted from fully giving your attention to this Ace of Pentacles energy that has entered the scene for you. So those distractions, those anxieties, the Ten of Swords comes behind that, right? So that's like, it feels like they exhausted you mentally and then you put it to an end. So you tried to break yourself out of it, but this Nine of Swords really speaks of your attention being maybe like really needed for something. Like there was no way that you could bend your head and turn your attention away from what it was being called to. But you also didn't fully put down this Ace of Pentacles energy. You knew that it was important, so you held on to it. You just couldn't give it so much attention. And this is in the recent past, and in the very, very, recent, probably the present, really, I would say. These anxieties, this distraction energy, this inability to really focus on this opportunity of yours, it's over. It's coming to an end. You brought it to an end. Because this path, right, this opportunity, this Ace of Pentacles is something that you called in toward yourself. You did it as a conscious creator and co-creator of your reality. And now that it's come in, you're kind of here and ready to protect it, to give it strong barriers and boundaries as you walk along this new path that you've brought in. And you're walking along with a great deal of focus, I can say here. I see you really having the capacity to enjoy the path while also really surging forward steadily. Underlying your energy, you have the High Priestess and the Nine of Pentacles. There's some deep intuitive knowing that is shining through to you and through you right now. The High Priestess here is reading. So some of what you're gaining information on with the High Priestess has to do with this opportunity, but a lot of it has to do with everything that you've come to learn, understand, and trust about truth and your energy and in the past, right? Since you've been on, this conscious creating journey. And with the Nine of Pentacles, so I'm getting that you were sitting in kind of an independent energy, right? So this is a situation that happened in the recent past for you. You were sitting in kind of an independent energy, and then someone made some way that they were feeling, some emotion of theirs known to you while you were in that energy. And whatever they said to you, it was confusing for you with the Seven of Cups. There was a way that you had trouble really finding truth in their statement. You felt like it was littered with illusions. And the Three of Cups behind that tells me that it's associated with some sort of non-romantic relationship. What I see here is that both you and the individual who expressed their emotions here with, all of this energy is underlying this. Both of you are trying to create a more ideal reality for yourselves. And however they went about it, it might not have looked like it was full of truth and full of clarity, maybe, to you. However, it brought you the opportunity to review things. It brought you the opportunity to review things in this non-romantic relationship, in this situation that has spurred this discussion, but also in the entire history of this relationship, to look back. And since you're with so much perspective, you're looking back too, and you're closing out these cycles of living in your head over your heart, trusting your logic over your energy. And you're also healing. So, you're reducing the amount of projections that you're making onto others. And, there's a balanced perspective that you're using to look at this situation with. If you're feeling like you're looking at it and it's not really balanced yet, you can try to call that in your own way, through your own type of regulation and processing. Because as you're doing this, you're looking at this, the Four of Swords here. It's like there's almost like time after this discussion for you to deliberate. You're aligning, right, with this higher energy of yours that you were sitting in. Maybe the way that this person approached you, it made you realize that you hadn't been sitting. It made you, because you might have known this, but it made you accept that you hadn't been being recognized in a higher energy, in your ideal state, or in the most powerful way, right? In the way that you are now, where you've reclaimed much of your power and where you're able to speak and communicate differently and want and desire things differently. So what I see here is a sort of kind of a painful message. I see this message. Okay. This message could be going out from you, or it could be coming in from this other party. And this message, it brings a little bit of discomfort. It brings some heartbreak. But I see a walking away here. However, this walking away is into just more authenticity, more power, more energy in your life. This authenticity brings more trust, and it establishes higher and truer love. It raises the vibration of the love that you're calling it, love opportunities you're bringing into your life. It raises the vibration of the material opportunities you're bringing in your life, and it raises the level of truth that you're bringing into your life. This walking away here, walking away from a situation that was not going to be fulfilling. This Page of Wands, it feels like this Page of Wands, as I look at him, it looks like he's come with news, right? Like he's delivering news. So this could very well be the other party reaching out to you with a message. Or it could be a call, a discussion via phone or video call, or it could be in person. Whatever it is, it hurts, but there's also an understanding that you're moving in alignment with your highest and best good. So anything that isn't in alignment with that just has its own path to walk. But I see a real elevation in love and material state, your physical state, and your mental state, as well as the kind of truth that you're able to receive and recognize and call in. In the onlooking or surrounding energy, we have the Hierophant. So what we see here is people, whether they realize it or not, wanting to learn something from you, to gain something about wisdom from you. And I see you not being in an energy or a state where you're willing to teach or wanting to teach. You seem to be more in an energy of encouraging people to learn from themselves and to gain inner wisdom. I also see here again, like on the split, the Two of Wands. It's very much an on-looking energy. And as you look out at those surrounding energies, those surrounding situations, it feels like it could be stirring some conflict within you. You know, it could be stirring mental battles within you, maybe mental arguments and possibly even arguments like with others. But I'm really feeling more of like an internal state of mental turmoil that is kind of closing. It's the closing of a cycle of doing this, of being at battle with the self. Being at battle with yourself has kept you really trapped in your mind, trapped in a cycle of going back and forth with your own mind for years. So that cycle is coming to an end through working through this. You also could be looking into some higher learning and looking to gain knowledge from people who are more advanced or more experienced and learned in a certain field. If that resonates for you, I see that you're really working hard to rebalance your definition of the student and teacher relationship within you and external to you. So that means addressing your own mental patterns or your behavior patterns and executing new behaviors when it comes to those situations. For a lot of you, there is a relationship that means a lot to you, a great deal to you, that is getting ready to be made official at this time. This is a romantic connection that is essentially waiting for divine timing, for light to shine into this relationship. And if you are in the relationship, if you're in a sacred relationship or a relationship with your divine counterpart at this time, you might have felt like there have been clouds recently. And again, there's this divine timing that your relationship, your romantic connection or romantic relationship awaits for those clouds to kind of part and for the coolness to thaw. And I get this in those latter situations where you're already in this connection, there's an increase in spirituality in this connection. There's an increase in the sharing of wisdom and shared understanding about the deep meaning and the purpose, of this connection that you share, this individual. I see here that this connection has kind of been caught up in the mental space as well, and has been having maybe some frustrating effects on you. I don't really feel that you and this individual have been fighting, but maybe within yourselves, each of yourselves, there has been a bit of a energetic battle, frustration. And then suddenly you have this emotional confession. This is an emotional confession from the other party in this Two of Cups situation, this romantic situation. And this person shares something about how they're feeling. It doesn't feel like it's a big emotional reveal, right? As it's a Page of Cups there. But with the Tower, it feels like it has huge repercussions, or huge, what's the word? The meaning behind it is a really big meaning for you. Really important. This kind of opens the way for physical steps to be taken in this connection, right? It brings a new energy and a new beginning. And this is associated with happiness, with joy, feeling supported, family energy as well. It exposes and I feel and see here that like some of what this person will be opening up about will have to do with what has been burdening their energy in general, thus making it sort of difficult to live in that full bright light energy. What has become too heavy, and with justice coming behind that, is getting ready to be balanced out, is getting ready to be placed where it's placed, put in its place. Yes. This person is tapping into a higher wisdom and a personal power in that wisdom, right? A personal control and the wisdom, right, of their personal power, that they have a personal power. And so they're tapping into the energy and, the truths that come with how that power feels pushed and pulled in different situations. It's giving them clarity on how they operate with their heart, right? Who they share their most of their heart with, who they share their love with. And their love and their ease with. This is a realization that's happening with you as well. You could be traditionally used to sharing yourself with a certain person or a certain group of people, and you're coming into the understanding that of how one group of people versus another person more so affects your power, your peace, and you're kind of honoring that more. It might look different for the two of you, right? I feel like for you, this has a lot to do with a family situation, right? So like from birth. And then for this person, this could have to do with any number of things, a family situation and beyond. But you're reorganizing those things. It's a mirror. There's a way that you guys are mirroring one another. This person feels like they're experiencing a victory through spirit, by spirit showing them that, you have this power and this is yours and you're meant to have it. It feels like they're tapping into that energy of success, victory, triumph, confidence. And it's on that confident journey, on that confident way that person is going to be able to share this piece of their heart that they haven't been able to communicate, this burden. And when it comes to this heaviness, right, a part of this heaviness, it might be something that they need to conquer in a certain time, like to triumph over, and they can't kind of rush that energy. So it's kind of like a sustained burden, but they feel here that spirit is very much with them. The spirit is with them. The spirit is within them. But they do also feel like a spiritual guidance from around, and an increasing connection to the sun. They feel this person has come out as the King of Cups twice, and with this increasing connection to the sun, I'm getting that Emperor energy, that divine masculine energy. they're being initiated into their higher self. Is initiated the word, or is it more so guided onto? Guided onto their higher self, able to recognize who is a counterpart to that, who's in alignment with that, and operating based on that. The final words of advice from the tarot are interesting today. Spirit is saying to call in illumination from, this is regarding that friend situation, right? That non-romantic situation where you were experiencing confusion. Trust in your divine energy and your creatorhood, because you are calling in / are being guided to call in illumination from an outer party. So you might even call this a fourth party. This other person, there's someone else that knows a truth that could be very, very beneficial for you. It could take you out of this place of the Two of Pentacles, right? Going back and forth, being unsure and going back and forth. It'll give you the truth you need to choose your direction and move forward into peace, into spirit, into power, into oneness with yourself, right? Ownership of all your energy. So you're able to use your energy to work on whatever you feel like guided to work on, whatever you want to work on, however you want to work on it. The fourth party that's bringing you that truth, this is someone who could be an earth sign, carries a lot of abundant energy. They can have strong masculine energy, even if they're not a male figure. They just have the ability to provide for themselves and others. They are balanced, stable, generous, and they don't have any reason to lie at this time in this situation. So that's coming out, right? The truth is coming out to you because, you really want to be able to start putting down, this is you. Your energy feels like you want to be able to start, sighting out spots to put down deeper roots for yourself. And seeing as you are very likely connecting with another individual, you and another individual in the future. And you kind of want to know who's going to be around, who you can open to, who you can walk with, talk with. And so all of this clarity is coming forward because Spirit wants you to be able to do that too. And underlying this is, again, this Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the High Priestess. This is purity, clarity, strength, upgrades in your material reality and your material opportunities, like the kind of physical opportunities you're receiving, your emotional reality, and your love life, right? This is your relationships and your intuitive prowess. I'm feeling here, your intuitive gifts, trusting in yourself, in your energy, your knowing, in your needs as a vibrant member of nature. You really do carry this Nine of Pentacles energy, this independent energy, no matter where you go, whether you're in groups, whether you're connecting with someone romantically, whether you're by yourself. You carry this energy. I'm not going to say it's a part of your identity, but it's strong in your energy, right? So you're beginning to trust and respect that more. For some of you, this may actually lead you to be the one to say something to a group of people and share your feelings with that platonic group. That this truth that the King of Pentacles brings in, that earth earth masculine energy brings in could lead you to come in and point out the illusions that you received, point out the illusions that you witnessed, and speak your true feelings, allowing you to put an end to a situation that took up your mind and gave you anxiety. The person who first communicated with you, or the people involved in this situation, may feel genuinely surprised at how you respond. If you're in this party of people who are responding, so yeah, you can go ahead and call in some truth from a grounded external party on that situation to help inform your steps going forward. Now that we've looked into the tarot, let's see if Spirit has any messages for us in the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. And we have one card that came out, one card on the split, and one card underlying. So the energy that describes your situation is number 13, Lapis Lazuli, Heavenly Wisdom. There is spiritual dis-ease. Work with dreams and journey inward to find deeper insights. Flashes of intuition show the way. Open your heart and third eye. Help comes from on high. Enlightenment is within your grasp. Enhanced perception shows what operates beneath. Study or research is needed. Yours is the gift of true friendship. Protect yourself. Attuning to your divine nature enhances your well-being. So that's the energy of your situation. And the energy of your guidance is number 4, Chrysocolla, self-love. And of course 13 breaks down to a 4, so you've kind of gotten 4 twice. Tranquil and sustaining, Chrysocolla encourages you to remain serene and strong during change or challenge. Dissolving destructive emotional programming, it increases energy assimilation. Forgive yourself. Accept with equanimity what you cannot change. Let go of hurt and rectify situations that can be healed. Be magnanimous. Remain impartial and speak your own truth, but recognize when to keep silent. Magical rituals may keep you chained to the past. There may be past life trauma to heal around being a woman. Bitterness and self-doubt have no place in well-being. It is good to nourish your body with self-love and gentleness. And finally, the energy underlying all of this, sometimes I look at it as kind of the grandeur cycle that Spirit is trying to draw your attention to, is number 45, which breaks down to a 9, Rhodochrosite, the heart reviver. Rhodochrosite teaches the heart to assimilate painful feelings without shutting down. Dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns, it offers compassionate love and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. Deep down, you feel alienated, unloved, or unappreciated. A history of sexual or emotional abuse creates dis-ease, or you may have misused or feared your sexual power in the past. You may be repressing something you do not want to face. Irrational fears and paranoia and unacceptable emotions need to be acknowledged and transformed. Releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being, radiating unconditional love and selfless passion. So that is the last card we're going to read, and thus the end of the last message we're giving today, or we're calling in today, I guess. If this message resonated with you, I do hope this reading, this channeling, brought you confirmation, peace, and I'm thankful for us having connected here today. I look forward to us connecting again in the future. So, of course, until then, do take care of yourself and happy aligning.